Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm going to go through and say hello to everybody. And then we have a special guest here today that's going to present a few things, and we will go from there. So, Deb the RN is here. Faith is here. Faith, thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. Stellar, of course, is here. Seen It Before is here. Texas Girl, Love Louie. Roxy R is here. Faye Mitchell is here. Mom of a Gladiator. Hello, hello. Candy Girl's here. Piper D, Giggle Goose. Country Girl. Bell is here. Mountain Mama. Roger Little Bunny is here. Angie J, Warpath. Ocean Tide. I'm here for it. And Earth. I think that's all of y'all. If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. I scrolled down. Maybe I hope I didn't miss anybody. Anyway, I hope y'all have all had a great day. We have on panel today Stellar, and I think most of y'all should know Stellar, but he's going to be here. He is going to respond to Bombshell's accusation of a Christmas present, and I'm just going to turn it over to him, and he's going to present a video, and just do it. We're going to have a little discussion. So, Stellar, you want to say hello?
No. Yes.
No. Okay.
I'm not in the mood. Yeah.
You're not in the mood. Well, you're going to have to get in the mood. So.
I'll get in the Christmas spirit here in a minute.
Oh, bah humbug.
Bah humbug. Nothing but pull given out by me today. No, hey, thank you,
yes.
Susan. Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Everybody hear him okay?
Yeah, can you hear me okay? Maybe it's not loud enough.
That's what I want to check and see if it's loud enough. So y'all let me know in the chat if he's loud enough or needs to go up. Dimple Girl.
Dimple Girl.
Bomb is still talking about us. This is a response to her.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here.
Otherwise. Yeah, Stellar wouldn't be here if he was not responding. He has not talked about her in months until she blatantly lied. So he has every right to respond. If you don't like it, you can leave. Otherwise, sit back, shut the fuck up, and listen.
You had it before? Thank you. I guess the audio's okay.
Everybody said they can hear you fine.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Hi, Faith, Roger Little Bunny, Giggle Goose, Texas Girl, everyone. Lots more. Earth. Yeah, I'll play a short clip. It's only a few minutes long. And I didn't plan to do anything like this, as we just got done saying. The other night, well, I wouldn't have actually known about this, but I was very grateful that Susan filled me in. I mean, because I don't really watch Bomb much at all anymore. And but I was told that I was brought up again. So whoever that was out there, there's a reason why. If a person won't bring you up, you won't have any reason to respond. So I'm here because I was brought up. And actually, a lie was told on me, Dimple Girl. And I don't understand why. I'm happy to be left alone. Bomb says she wants to be left alone. Well, then you have to start doing that, Bomb. So it was that conversation between Devious and Bombshell. And I think it was a recorded phone call, maybe going back to December 10th. If I'm off on anything, Susan, just let me know.
Okay, that is correct. It was a phone call December 10th.
Okay. And then for some reason, I guess Bomb wanted to post it. I saw it over there on her site because I was told I was part of it for some reason. And so I went and found the spot where I was brought up, and I'll play that for you next. Okay. And Valoma's mentioned, it has to do, I guess, what's her name? Devious, who I don't know. I've never talked to that I can recall. And she's bringing up money that I guess was contentious that was given by various people, including Valoma and myself. And so I'll go ahead and let me clue or set that up for you. I don't know how well this is gonna, so I may have to start and restart. Let's get the audio right first. So I'll go ahead and start playing it and just let me know if you can hear it. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I want you to see it. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Not so fast. Susan, not so fast. Okay, here we go. All right. Is everybody ready? And with the side chat, tell me if you can hear it, or if you're having trouble hearing it, I'll try to get it up a little louder. So this is basically why I'm here today. Here it goes. The audio clip I'm about to play is from a public video on Bombshell where she recorded a private convo between herself and
You have to present it, Stellar.
Oh. Oh, I thought you did that. I present myself. Okay.
Yes, you hit present and what video you want to present. And then I add it to the stream.
Oh, okay. All right. Boy, I'm not familiar with StreamYard. Okay, I just hit. Let's see.
Down at the bottom, hit the present. It's next to start cam and settings.
Yes. All right. One sec. Present. Share screen, right?
Yes.
Mm.
And then you're going to choose your video.
Okay. Well, we're almost there. Santa Stellar message to Bombshell. Oh, window. Yeah, you know, I think I've had kind of an issue with this before, but I'll do the best I can with it.
You sent me a link to it. Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, because when I use my software, vMix, it kind of messes things up. The audio would be okay. Yeah, is that all right? I'm really sorry about that.
That's okay. I can share it. Just give me 1 second and I will have it up to share.
Okay.
All right.
If you have trouble, I can share it, but it'll be kind of small. You know, I mean, we'll have to.
A clip response. I got it right here.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that, people.
That's okay.
I blame Susan.
Oh, it's always my fault. Here we go.
And can that go full screen?
Oh, hold on. I think I've got it on mute.
Who've helped Bomb recently.
Hold on. Okay.
The audio clip I'm about to play is from a public video on Bomb's channel where she recorded a private convo between herself and Devious phone call. This has to do with people who've helped Bomb recently. She mentioned Valoma and myself. It's only 34 seconds long, so comments will follow. So here it is.
Wouldn't take no for an answer. I don't owe her $3,000 something either.
And I know about that Stellar guy too, so.
Do you know that he just sent me an Amazon wish list gift? Stellar did.
Stellar? Because he's a fucking woman, fucking obsessor. Do you know that?
Yes, I do. I know exactly who he is.
I have an obsession, but not that. It is this. My obsession is my faith. And my faith in a source of life and love that lives within each one of us, indwells without exception. Every YouTuber has that source of faith in them. You know, Abraham Lincoln referred to it as the better angel of our nature. Something sacred and something holy lives deep down within inside each one of us. And it's why we're capable of love and kindness and compassion and even forgiveness, right? I'm going to personally say, you know, that I want to speak from that kind source, not from one of anger, from what you just heard, or judgment. Devious, if you took the time to get to know me, then you'd realize you never knew me. And just like you, I have a heart and a soul. And by the way, I don't believe that we've had the basic opportunity to introduce ourselves or anything prior to this. I'm from a part of the country where that's a common courtesy. So I'm glad to meet you. I don't believe we've ever spoken before. See, Devious, many people on social media might say that, you know, we're leaving our footprints in this hellish place of YouTube. But you know what? We created this. It's our mess, didn't we? Look around. It's our doing, all of it. Sadly, I mean, it has our fingerprints and footprints all over it. We can do a lot better. We can overcome a lot of obstacles if we try. We listen to the better angels of our nature with the hope that deep down within inside of each one of us, right, that we can change, beginning with ourselves, and we can make a fresh start. You know, there's a lot riding on it. After all, results matter. And to date, the results are nothing to write home about. Our present strategies, if I gave it, I'd say it's not very impressive. So by now, if you hear my words, it's apparent I'm not obsessed with women. You know, I'll bring up an image here. He's a woman effing obsessor. And I'm not obsessed with revenge or to cause more harm. I'm not a hateful person. You know, why? Well, someone a lot brighter than I am came along and said, we don't heal wounds by creating new ones in other people. And those are my sincere and heartfelt words to you. I want nothing since I have everything I need. I'm not obsessed with anything except trying to be a better human being. I'm speaking about the internal life that brings happiness. You know, our loving human interactions, not materialism, not money. No. Life has such abundance if we had a heart large enough to see it, the beauty and goodness all around us. And most importantly, you know, the hope that we can change. It's easy not to believe that. When we sometimes lose faith in each other, it's easy to do that. And even lose faith in ourselves. Remember, that source of life inside you, that better angel, has not lost faith in you or me. So instead of soiling our own nest, I'll bring this up, we should be listening to the better angels of our nature, where we spend our time here on YouTube. We can do a lot better if we do that. We can take one small step each day to build other people up rather than tearing them down. If we want someone to do better, then we have to do better. I'm quite capable of taking people apart with my words one piece at a time, and I've done it in the past. Not proud of it, but I'm not going to do that any longer. It's wrong, and everyone knows it. I'm not going to speak with naivete either. You know, I know what's going on here. I'm in my 10th year. I started out in Boyd in late 2014, I think it was. But with conviction, we can take a lot better and effective path, right? I'm going to put it this way. If we encounter, and we will, and we do all the time, every day, prickly people that poke us and bruise us and hurt other people, especially the vulnerable, well, it brings up an anger inside us. But that doesn't have to be our starting point. It can be kindness, not hate, not retribution. We may not realize that there's a power if we do that. It actually not only, you know, means that we change ourselves, they have to change themselves. But more importantly, when we change ourselves, you know, you might feel alone. You might feel you're the only one doing it. But so be it. People have to start somewhere. That's where I'm at, right? One by one. And if we did that, it would be a growing crescendo, and no power on earth could stop us, right? We can't arm twist anyone to be a better human being, but we can be an example starting with ourselves. Yeah, I'm going to speak the truth as best I see it, but I'm not going to do it with a hammer anymore, you know, but with a voice of caring. And if you do it too, it'll be one of the most challenging things in life you'll ever do. And yes, you'll feel alone in doing it, but you won't be. And we have to tame the beast within inside each one of us. It's a formidable task, but, you know, why would we do it? Why in the first place? Well, that answer is simply inside your heart, where it's always been. Remember that famous image of Jesus knocking on the door, wanting to be allowed in? A lot of people have that hanging up in their houses. you know, there's Jesus knocking on the door. Let me in. Well, he's not really outside. He's inside. He wants you to let him out. His spirit is inside us waiting, you know, for us to let that better angel of our nature direct our lives, animate our being. You know, it's an inside job. The change we decide to make in our own life. So again, Devious, if you hear these words, if you're actually discovering a little bit more now about who I actually am, you know, let's give people a chance, remain objective and fair. Many people, you know, they poison the well. Someone doesn't like you, they can tell 100 people. And then those people will say, well, then I won't like them. And that's sad. You know, we probably don't know a single hobby or interest or like or dislike they have, but we're dead set against them. Well, if we don't like what we learn about someone, fine. Then, but find out for yourself. Maintain some integrity, you know, and don't sink to any kind of level, you know, that we ourselves disapprove of. And if we don't do that, then we can be authentic. The other part of the clip I wanted to address is this. I'll bring up a little image here. You know, he just sent me an Amazon wish list gift. Well, this is news to me. Why am I always the last to know? So Susan and I talked, and we had a very nice conversation. I told her how grateful I was to learn of that, because if she hadn't told me, I would never have known. So I went ahead and listened to what was said. And cutting to the chase, did I send Bomb an Amazon wish list gift? The answer simply is no, I did not. So during my conversation with Susan, I said, hey, let's uncover every rock of doubt. I went into my Amazon page, signed in, examined my purchases and orders over the past several months. And not only that, I looked at the transaction shipping addresses. So if you send a gift to someone, there will be a list of people showing that you've gifted previously and their shipping info as well. Well, Bomb, there were a lot of people in there, but you know, you were not among them. Mom, you're mistaken. I did not send you a gift off your Amazon wish list. Never happened. But since you said it did, I'm asking you to prove your claim or retract your statement. Now, you should find that an easy thing to do. You know, you should have gotten a receipt for a gift being sent to you off your list. Show that, you know? And I'd like to know what that gift was, because I didn't send anything. Tell me what your gift was. And then I will look in my Amazon and see if I have any gift that is that gift, right? That would prove it. Well, you've stated many times how you show receipts. It's perfect time and place to do it, to show one. I'm waiting. Perhaps if you didn't think I'd learn about your comment, well, the truth always comes out eventually. It's the light of day. On this matter, today is that day. Thanks for listening.
Okay, Stellar.
Yeah, I think it came
Okay.
through pretty well.
It ended.
Good, good. So it really, just a very short part of a long phone conversation those two had, and I, you know, to this moment, still don't understand what was trying to be accomplished. But as far as you know, leaving people alone, I'm all for that. But I think that if you do have any one of you on YouTube, in our little community, we're probably a couple of thousand people, maybe if you throw everyone in, all the people who watch and don't comment. You know, surely everyone would think if someone says something disparaging, then you would be free, and in fact, no one else would do it for you better than yourself, to address it, and that's what today is about. So
Devious, do you want a link?
Oh, is she here?
She is here. She said she has something she would like to say to you.
Good. Okay.
Do you want to finish what you were saying, and then I can send her
Yeah,
a link?
no, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'd be happy to talk to Devious.
Devious, if you can put your email in chat, or either send me one at susangapeach@gmail.com, I can send you a link. Okay, Stellar. I'll let you finish talking, and I'll send her a link when I get her email.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I think when people approach things as adults, you can accomplish almost miracles. But when we get locked in, as someone said on side chat, into middle school behavior, then all bets are off. But yeah, and I think a lot of times people tend to make comments because they're, a lot of times we just want approval of someone else. So we go along, someone said to get along. And, but integrity means that we have to stand up and say, I don't agree with that. And you are my friend. But for example, if I don't agree with it, then I'm going to tell my friend, you're better than that. You can rise above your pettiness. Come on now. And even though that's challenging, it's in your face, I think it's what we need to do. Ride and die till the wheels fall off. To me, that's crapola. Not going to do it. I'll never do it. I believe that mature people are going to be able to say to a friend, I want you to grow. If I wasn't your friend, I'd let it slide and you can make yourself look as horrible as you are. But when we see our friend not rising to the occasion, then yeah, we should challenge them. I paid a high price for that. I had somebody go after me and drag me for 5 years after I challenged them not to, speak nasty about two people who happen to be transgendered. And boy, did that bring out the wrath in this person. I won't mention their name, that would be indiscreet, but it happens. And so you have to take a chance that they will say, hey, they're doing this to make me a better person. All the battles we have on YouTube really kind of resonate or revolve around that one thing. Our ego is always involved, always at stake, and we don't want to look bad. People fall down on the street and they may break a leg and they're worried about, is anybody laughing? They're not worried about a broken bone. So, same is true here. We have to realize that humility is still a virtue in the Western Hemisphere. We got to do that. We got to be humble and we got to own our shit. I know I see a lot of people, mortgaging their shit. I don't see them owning it. I think it's important that we take the words we say, and I'll try to do the very same thing I'm urging everyone else to do. And that's about it. I'm not here to preach, even though I'm sure I am. I just think that I don't, you guys don't see me very often. I just do little videos over on my own channel. As I said, I guess I'm in my 10th year. I came in at the end of 2014, and I really don't have a lot of ambition on here. I just want to be a source of healing or a source of, reconciliation and helping us all to be better people. And I want you to help me to be a better person as well. And that's the goal. Now, I'm not naive. I know there are people who don't want that because you would not get the views if you're nice. You would not get the. Oh, I see Devious is here. Hey, welcome, Devious.
Hey,
Hi,
Devious.
I didn't want to cut you off. I do want to come up because I'm just going to say there's so much, I don't know how to say it. There's so many people that put Stellar into this bad light. So when you're kind of new to all this, you kind of be like, oh God, I don't want to be around that person, blah, blah. But for myself, I never seen it. So I can't sit here and say, Stellar did this, Stellar did that. Never seen it. I only seen you being a stand-up person in the community. That's it. That's all. So I'm going to say to you that I am sorry that I took everybody's word and that you're this horrible human. And I learned for myself, like, I need to do my own research and not just take people's words for other people, if that makes sense.
It does. And I really appreciate that. And you know what, Devious? We're good. You and I, we're good.
Thank you. I appreciate it because I really don't know you, but I watch, I listened to the stream you did with Texas Girl with, I think Susan was actually on there too, when you were talking about the veteran lady. And you did an amazing
Yes.
job. And some people are like, oh, they're not receipts. Well, I've seen it for myself. Like, this lady is a young veteran. She went in there at a young age, which is possible because she's not in our state, which I think a lot of people couldn't wrap their heads around, which it was easy. Broke it down to me, nice, easy. And I listened.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're like this guy on YouTube. First of all, I'm gonna say this. I don't think you're this guy because it's perceived to be that, oh, Stellar's this guy on YouTube that just wants to talk to all the ladies and throw money. I haven't seen that for myself. So, and I don't think anybody in chat has seen it. So,
No, and Stellar's been a kind person on YouTube as long as I've known him. And anytime that anybody knows that he's gave anybody money, it's because that person came out and said it. Stellar has never thrown money and then bragged about it. That's not what he's here for. He's not here to, to flirt with everybody, with the women and throw money at them. That's just not the type of man he is.
That's what I'm saying. When you're kind of like being a friend with somebody, you kind of just be like, oh, okay, you try to just believe what they're telling you is the honest truth. But we learn that's not what it is. So I advise everybody to do research on people before you call them a name, before you judge them, before anything, because that's a hard lesson that I just learned. And it's I've been on YouTube for like over a little year, so this is something that I just learned. So I would say I feel like everybody needs to just stop and go do your own research. Me either, Flava. I never seen Stellar do anything like that. And if I did listen, like I listened to him, he showed everything he had to show. I sat in that chat, I listened, I respected everybody, and I got my knowledge from it and left out on no bad terms with anybody.
Right. Angelo said, I fought Stellar. He's a stand-up guy, but he does not mince words and he holds you accountable for what you say, nothing more. And that's very true, Angelo.
Yeah, Angelo and I have been in some knockdown dragouts. And it's ended really well. It doesn't matter so much how does it begin, but if it ends well, and it did. And but we forgive each other, or we can right away. But reconciling takes maturity, and that happened just a moment ago with Devious, and I really appreciate it. Angelo, the same way. When people reach out and say, "Hey, look, my bad," you don't have to do anything more than that. And I reach out to other people. I tried to reach out. Randy and I had some history, and if people usually bring that up, but if you talk to Randy, I can't put words in her mouth, but I think we're good. I really do. And I think Randy would speak well of me as I do of her. Are we perfect people? Oh, hell no. Far from
Right.
it. But that's okay. We can be, we can be forgiving if we really try.
That's what my whole thing is too. Like I rather take my accountability if I did something wrong, and I will admit it to everybody, and we can build a relationship after that, like if we decide to go that way. So that's my thing. I don't have problems with anybody. I don't hold hatred for anybody. So me holding that was for no reason, like because I didn't even know you. So it's something that I normally don't do because I don't know you to even have anything bad to say. So I learned a lot of lessons throughout these couple of months.
Well, Devious, I really, really appreciate that. I do. And in a sense, everything is a teachable moment if we have our heart and minds open to learning something. What you're describing, I've always called what we hear traditionally, poisoning the well. And there are people who poison the well of the social community. They say, hey, there's somebody I don't like. So every opportunity I have, I will say something negative about so-and-so, especially with new people. And what do they know? They don't know me or other people that they've never met. And poisoning the well is like that. They begin to have a bias and this guy must be awful. But I always say to people, give each other a chance. And I'm giving Devious a chance to know me, and she's giving me a chance to know her. And that is so cool. I really, if we just adopted that one idea, find out for yourself who somebody is.
I 100% agree with that. I feel like everybody needs to, because there's so many people that are disliking and hating people, and they don't even know that person that they hate so much. They're holding all this hatred in, and they don't know that person at all. So if you look back, it's stupid, but then it's like a mind game kind of.
Right. And I think in the end, what I want is not to descend to the level of those that I dislike or those whose behavior I find abhorrent. I refuse to do that. Why am I any better if I do that? So I want to rise above that and let the truth be the brutal taskmaster. It always is. Man,
It
when you
is.
tell the truth, boom, it's a slayer. The truth is, I put up a mirror. I just, regarding what happened with Bombshell, I simply put up a mirror, and I'm waiting for Bombshell to come back and say, yeah, regarding that Christmas gift, I was wrong. It was someone else, because that has to be it, because I didn't send her anything.
Yeah, I
And we
was
can
kind of like, wait, what? Yeah, I was kind of a little mind
yeah,
blown. I wasn't, I was kind of like, wait, what?
right. And if something doesn't make sense, and I've forgiven Bombshell a long time ago, and reconciled? No, of course not. We haven't reconciled. Why? Because, well, we just haven't had, the meeting of the minds or the meeting of the hearts, and maybe one day that'll happen. I'm not naive. I don't think it will, but I hope it will. And I'm just looking forward to, this is a moment of all of us to learn about who we are and how we approach conflict. I wish
That
that
statement
school,
you just made just told me so much about you because you're not holding the hate in and you're willing to reconcile if it comes to that. So
yeah,
that just told me the person you are.
well, yeah, I hope that I can be authentic and live out the words I speak, because, or walk the talk. I don't believe anybody is disposable. Even we get very angry, and I have plenty of reason to be angry at Bombshell. But I also know in my basic faith in God, and I'm not ashamed to say faith in God, that she is one of his children too. We all go astray. And I want to have hope for everyone. And bottom line, when push and shove are over with and the rubber hits the road and the end of the universe happens, or whatever you want to call it, God's not a loser. She'll be around. If we can't get along with her here on earth, how are we going to do it in heaven? I really believe that people are redeemable, but they have to want it. It's up to her to decide to, number one, be a person who tells the truth, be a truth teller. And number two, start taking accountability for who you are in this world. And I would say the same thing to myself or to any human being.
I agree. And that's how I look at it. I came in here probably not the best, but I don't want to keep going that way. So all I can do for myself is take accountability for what I did and then change my actions, not keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Exactly. And you're halfway there. All of us are halfway there when we reach a level of consciousness, like you just expressed. I realize what I'm doing. You are acknowledging this is what your struggle is, what really it's all of our struggle. And so that you're
Yeah.
halfway there. And now it's just a matter of, a practice. And people say, well, fake it till you make it. I think AA came up with that. But when you try to do something, even though you don't feel it in your heart, like, I'm going to be kind. I don't want to be kind to people I don't like. I don't want to love my
Mhm.
enemies. But when you try, eventually you become transformed. And that's the miracle. It's like, when did this happen? How come my heart's soft now and not hardened? Well,
I love that you said that because I struggled with that growing up as a teen. I was evil, very evil, didn't want nobody around me. And then it just like switched. When I had my first kid, everything just switched. So my heart's different from when I was younger. And she can tell my stories when I was younger because I never was embarrassed of it. I'm not that person that I was then. So
yeah, and I like what you said. We also have to be vigilant that we kind of flip back and forth between what we'd like to be and what we're trying to leave behind. I love the Cherokee Indian image of a little boy came to his grandfather and said, um, people are always fighting. And his grandfather said, it's like they're inside every one of us is two wolves that are fighting, a good wolf and a bad wolf. And the good wolf is peaceful and loving and understanding and patient. And the bad wolf, none of that, is vicious and rips people apart and has no patience and is unwilling to find peace. And the little boy said to his grandpa, which wolf is going to win the fight? And the answer was the one you feed. So if you feed goodness inside yourself, that's the better angel of your nature. That
I
will
like
win.
that. Yes.
Oh,
I
there's a
feel
lot
like
of wisdom
no
in it.
matter what, like kindness, being kind is always gonna win because if you just every day just have hate in your heart for people you don't know. Like, what good is that at the end of the day? It did nobody good. You go to
Exactly.
bed angry, you go to bed miserable. I can't put myself in that state of mind no more.
No, that's for sure. And, we don't have to if we can learn to forgive. No one has to issue us an apology. And perhaps you've heard the expression, we'd be far better off if we lived as if we accepted the apologies we never got. And there
Hmm.
may be a lot of apologies we'll never get, but can we live as if we did?
Absolutely. Now, if a lot more people would think that way, it would be a lot better place to be.
Absolutely.
Well,
But I appreciate
Devious has
talking.
been
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Devious was a victim of bombs too, because the phone call was recorded without Devious's knowledge, and she was gaslit. It seemed like that whole phone call um, by Bombshell, directing her and putting stuff in her head, saying that we didn't like her, that she was being used and stuff. So Devious has I think she's finally figured out how Bombshell works. I hope so, at least. And we're here to support her, and
That phone call was the last
everybody
time I
try.
spoke to her. So she was blocked, and I unblocked her just to reach out and say, "Hey, my live wasn't about you." That's when that phone call happened. After that phone call, I blocked her. So all the messages she shows that she's reaching out, she's talking to herself because when it's blocked on my phone, I don't get nothing. So after I heard somebody came to me, and she can think these people are so loyal to her, they come run and tell. So like you can say, "Oh, Devious was this and that," but I always stand my ground. Even today, I won't even put out texts. I won't do that. I'm not going to snoop that low. I'm just going to walk away like I wanted to do. But they said, we heard your voice thing. And that's what made me reach out like, "Oh, you got a recording of me." Okay, well, have fun with it.
Well, it's sad that happened, but I'm glad that you and Stellar got a chance to talk, and you got to know him a little better. Stellar is one of my closest friends on here. He's one of my ride or dies with me. I trust his opinion, and we've been friends for several years. So
So
I hope
that's
you get to
good.
know him. I hope you get to know him better.
I would love to. That's what I'm like. Shouldn't come on his platform and closing people out because other people don't like him. That's not my issue. Like, but somehow it became my issue, and I'm not going to be like that.
Well, Devious, I I feel really good about where we're at, and I think that I want to thank you because you are in a rare club right now. You really are. There aren't many people who did what you did, and came on and acknowledged, and as you can lean into the demon that we all have. I have it. We all do, and you did that. And I'm very appreciative of that. And as I said, I meant it when I said we're good. We are
I
good.
appreciate it. I really do. Because I don't have no anger, no hate towards you. And just listening to you right now, like you're full of knowledge, and I can just tell. I don't have to know you to know that you're full of knowledge. And I like that about people.
Well, yeah, I never know what to say, but except thank you for a compliment. But I'm learning all the time. Earth is a school, and I have a lot to learn, and I've made a lot of mistakes. Without revealing people, many people have been my teacher on here, and I'm grateful to them. I really am.
Oh, I agree with that. I have learned a lot from people on here. A lot.
Devious, Angelo wants to he wants a link to come up while you're on panel. Is that okay
Yeah,
with you?
yeah,
Oh
that's fine.
no. It's okay.
Okay,
Come on up, Angela.
here we go.
What's going on?
Hey,
It's all impromptu.
Impromptu.
Yeah.
Nothing's impromptu.
Have you met her? That's my girlfriend. Her name is Impromptu.
Oh, impromptu. Okay.
Anyway,
I wanted to share a story with you, Devious, because I think it's important people hear this. Because people are like, Angelo used to fight Stella tooth and nail and this, and they hated it. I'm going to have to explain to you something about Stella that I've noticed over the years. He is a purveyor of words, meaning what you say has to be the fact of what you're saying, and it has to match what you're doing. And if it doesn't, he knows it. And I assure you, if he says, I'll bring the receipts, he will bring the receipts.
I
So
have seen that.
let me tell you a story. It's been a couple of years now, hasn't it, Stellar?
oh, easily. Yeah.
A couple of years ago, somebody wrongfully attacked somebody on this platform, calling them a bunch of names. We'll just leave it at that. A bunch of names like Karen throws out, if you get my drift.
I do.
Happened to be a male on this platform. So, to the point where they fake trolled him and said they were going to get him a new Xbox and all this shit. And they never sent him one. They never gave him one. They were just trolling him to get his address. And it pissed me off. It pissed me off. Because the words that people use to describe men on this platform, they have to be real and they have to be legitimate. Otherwise, they lose the strength of what they're supposed to mean. And that's what's happened on this platform. Those words have lost strength and they've lost their meaning because they're just willy-nilly thrown out there. Mm-hmm. So at that time, I was pretty high up in doing a lot of charity work. So I decided to do a fundraiser. And when I lied and said, 19 people, 20 people, whatever, donated to get this kid an Xbox. When the reality of it was, I think it was only 6 people. I think it was 6 or 8, 6 or 7 maybe. I forget. Stella knows. He probably has the receipt still. But nine people. Only 9 people donated to raise up a little over $500 to get this guy a new Xbox. And a major portion of that, I won't lie, came from Stellar. And then there was a bunch of little trickle-down donations that equal I think it was like $560 or something like that. So the amount, which Stella can agree, the amount was never in discussion. It wasn't how much was raised, because that amount was always the same. It was consistent. It was how many people donated, and it made it look like maybe I was hiding money. Because if I'm saying, 20, 30, whatever people donated, there should be more than $550. $560 or $570. I forget what it was. It was up there. All right. So I basically got into a fight with Stella, and Stella got into his fact sheet and was like, "Well, here's what you said." Boom, boom, and I couldn't fucking deny it. So at that time, I just had to basically load up my PayPal and like, look, it's this many people donated. Here's the amount. Here's what he was sent. He was sent, and Stella can agree to this. He was sent over what was donated. That's a fact. Because I included extra stuff. And he definitely was sent the Xbox. He was sent the Xbox. He was sent the games. He was sent... And then on top of that, he was sent a custom costume that I had made for me of Deadpool for his nephew. It was like, close to $1,500 for that thing. So, because he was a huge Deadpool fan. So, at that time, I used to dress up as characters and go to, like, hospitals and make kids smile and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
But long story short, Stella called me out and he was like, "Look, this is not true. This is not what you said. This is what you did." And I had to basically concede that he was right. And we had fought for a while. And at that point, even after that point, I was still pissed at him. So I sent him his donation back and said 8 people donated. I think that's how I ended my stream. But then we had to talk about it. And we ended up working things out because he was right about one thing. We have to be very particular about the words that we're using, even if it's for a good cause, such as a donation to give somebody an Xbox. We have to be honest. We have to be right. That's my son yelling in the background.
That's okay. All my kids are home. No school today.
Yeah, but we have to be right. We have to be concise. And it was at that point that I actually started to respect him. And basically, I think we buried our hatchet a few months after that. Stellar, is that right?
Yeah,
A few months after that.
We had our hatchets buried in each other's necks for a while, but we pulled them out.
Oh yeah.
Hey, can I say one thing about that whole thing? That was a cause for a young man, Tony, who was such a delightful person. For those of you who maybe never met him, and I just thought, what a great thing to do. And he was, as you said, so let down when promises were, they were playing games with him, I guess. But
They were trying to get his address, is what they were trying to do.
Exactly.
That's so sad.
And you picked up the ball and you went off with let's do it right, and the community came out, and the smile on his face was all, it's like having a ellipsis of heaven, a vision of heaven. My God, it was wonderful.
Yeah. Of course, no, I didn't like Stella holding me accountable for my words. No, I didn't. I was pissed off. Yeah. But moving forward, it gave me a very good reason to choose the words that I use very carefully and ensure that everything I say I can back up. That's something to be thankful for. That's something he did for me. I'll give him that. Because let me tell you something, words matter on this platform, and if you say something, you better have the evidence to back it up. And I did have to open my PayPal. I did have to show that everything that was donated in that donation was sent to this guy. And again, I made sure, like I said, there was extra because of how poorly he was treated. It was a horrible experience for that guy. And I didn't know this guy from a hole in the ground. I didn't know who he was. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about him.
Yeah, Tony, what a delightful young man. He has his struggles in life like we all do, but he has some really difficulties that he's embraced, and I just admire him for being able to do what he does. And anyway, he brings joy to other people. But I wanted to add, I think what happened was, this is way back, but my memory is probably a little off. I recall Bob asking me how many people were donated to that, and I said, well, I believe it was 29. I checked with
29, that was the number, yes, thank you.
Mrs. Zombie, I think it was. And,
yeah.
Well, I wanted to make sure, and then she filled me in. But anyway, the thing was, I thought there was some misfire between us. I never doubted that every dollar was sent to Tony at all. Never doubted it, never did, and don't. I believe.
No, that was not from you. That was from Karen. Karen was basically saying that I was withholding money because of how many people donated versus how many people were saying the amounts they had sent. Because you had sent I think you sent $350 or something like that.
Yeah, I forget, but you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then one person sent 50, and then everybody else sent between like $2 to $5 or something like that. All with when you calculate all 9, whatever it was, it came to like $550 or $560. I forget the exact amount.
Right.
But long story short, she was basically saying I was withholding money. That's one thing I've never done at any fundraiser or any charity. Anything that's come in, everything has gone out. But I didn't want this guy to think that, and I think you remember, that was my whole reason for lying about it, and I shouldn't have. There's no reason to lie. I didn't want this guy to think that only 9 people cared about him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He had already gone through a horrible experience with a bunch, because we can be ruthless on this platform. If we think somebody's a P word, we will be ruthless.
Very ruthless. Yes, I see.
Which is why I'm very careful about how I throw that word around. I need evidence, and I need it to be clear, crystal, that I'm throwing that word to the right person, because it defeats the word if we don't. So I felt bad. So I was like, oh yeah, a bunch of people donated. He got his Xbox, he got games, controllers, I think a warranty, a couple of gift cards for him to buy other stuff that he wanted to buy for the Xbox, and then the Deadpool costume. And Stella can verify, Devious. When I tell you Deadpool costume, I mean this shit was authentic. Leather. The only thing I didn't send was the swords, because the kid was young. But like everything Deadpool. And this was a custom-made costume. It was very expensive, and this kid was thrilled when he opened that box and seen that thing in there.
I could imagine. Because when my kids went through like the Deadpool phase, whew, I can imagine.
I remember the video you did of him opening the gifts.
Yeah. He definitely got his gifts.
He definitely got them, and I think everybody that was watching was probably crying because it was such a touching moment when he opened them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you want a little vision of heaven, that was it with Tony's smile on his face. That's one of those stories that ended well, and we should be really happy. This community does do good things.
And it has the capacity, and it's very easy to take that away from people by watching people scam it for the wrong reasons. And that's another reason why I think accountability for the words that we say is important. Like I said, I was angry at Stella. I'm not going to lie. I was angry. He's like, hey, this motherfucker's holding me accountable, and I sent this guy a fucking Xbox. Fuck that shit. That's basically how I felt. I was pissed. So I continued to lie. No, 29 people donated, and this is how much was raised. The amount, and Stellar, verify, the amount never changed. The amount was always the same. It was how many people donated that was the lie. Just so we're all on the same page, folks. It wasn't the money. It was the amount of people involved.
Right.
But that's just as important as the people, as the money itself, because it's not about showing this guy that less people cared than should have. It's that not everybody has the capacity to give money.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's unfair to assume that they have money and they're not giving, and that's a false narrative that we shouldn't be sending either. So it was the fact that he was holding me accountable, and as I've come, today, it's a very different thought process. What he did was the correct thing to do, and it would be wrong of us to be mad at him for doing that. And he's been that way with everyone and everything across the board. It doesn't matter if you're on one side or the other side of this fence that we're on. It's accountability for him. Your words have to matter. The words have to match what you're doing, and what you're doing has to be for the right reasons. And if one of those things is askew, he's going to call you on it. And when he says he brings facts, he brings facts. There's no argument. You cannot argue with that. So that's where I'm at with that. But like I said, we've gotten past that.
Oh, way past.
Which is great. I
just
watched him do a stream with, I think it was on Texas Girl, and he was showing the Beck Girl, and I took it all in, and they were all facts. He put it all out there, and I was like, okay, I understand this.
Well, I mean, I just hold up a mirror, and I think a lot of people, we are so much better off when we're accountable. For example, me, I need to be accountable for every word, every syllable that I say. But I want to say, Angelo, people give in different ways, and probably the lowest form of giving a gift is money. A lot of people, Tony dealing with MS, I mean, my goodness, that's a tough one. And his mother, who she brought me to tears that one day when she made that video, and oh my God, for her son, defending her son. And I hope we had a great outpouring of prayer for her and for her family. That's what really counts. And
I agree.
We can pray. We can, and that's a higher form of giving.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And what it did change how we help people, though. I will say that instead of doing fundraisers now, basically my wife and we just take care of it ourselves, and we've done that moving forward. Like, we don't ask the community. Not that they won't give, because they will. If it's us asking, I guarantee you the community will give. But we don't want. It's not that we don't want them involved anymore. It's just it's easier if I say our family took care of it, because it's one line, it's a fact, and I don't have to go into too much detail. We took care of it, and that's what we've been doing moving forward. And there's people that have been recipients of our love and caring, and it's not everybody that we all care about either. There's some people that we care about. There's other people. They don't get it. That's why I was apologizing to Super Snoops in the chat, because for the last couple of days they've been having some issues, and I've been ignoring it because I was so focused on my anger towards Karen that I missed an opportunity to step in and do what we're supposed to do in this world and help somebody, and I felt bad for that. you know. And that's the thing that the side effect of going after people like Karen is we get so blinded and focused on taking care of that problem that we're missing the people that matter, and we're forgetting about them, and that's not fair to those people, because those people deserve help.
Very good point.
I understand that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
that's a very strong point. Thank you. I really like that.
Me
it
know,
too.
is easy to get drawn in, and focused on one thing. Especially I know I'm guilty of it, especially if somebody does me wrong. I'm one of those that likes to do revenge, but this year I started off and decided I'm not going to be that way. So,
well, and forgive yourself when you don't continue to hold that your goal in mind. Sometimes it slips away from us. Yeah, can I mention something I think is important about Bombshell, which is really just one person among all of us. We're all imperfect, but Bombshell a while back, and I have this video. I could play it. It's very short. Was a piece of a longer video, and I'll read to you. Let me read to you what she said. Quote: "So I'm not going to let you drag Stellar." This is Bombshell about me, going back a few years. "So I'm not going to let you drag Stellar. He's not a bad man. He's not an unfair man. He's not a dirty man, and that's it." And then a minute later, she said, "Why drag a man of the cloth is my thing." Well, I think it's a very important point for people to realize that when you hear something like that, you would become kind of endeared to that person. It's like, well, what a nice thing. So how many people stand up for you? And you could easily feel indebted. I think it's extremely important to not be naive, to be grateful and appreciative when you hear people speaking well of you, but at the same time, realize they're human beings. And in a heartbeat, if you change, perhaps their perception changes of you, this can be all thrown out the window.
True.
And they're going to come back with so many horrible things. So we can't be naive. And we have to realize that people will change their views and flip-flop along with how they're feeling at the moment. How you doing today? Well, that's Stellar. He's so-and-so. Or Angelo, he's so-and-so. Or Devious, whoever it may be. And so I think it's real important to keep in mind that people are going to speak well of you if they like you at the moment. And when they stop liking you, that's when you change.
And usually they stop liking you when you become when you stop becoming useful to them. I also like to remind people the platform is predominantly women. So it's always going to look bad when men are holding women accountable. And that's why I wanted to bring up my stories, because I am a man. Stella held a man accountable. He doesn't just talk about women, and he doesn't randomly come out and just randomly talk about people. It's somebody that he's either had a dealing with, made a donation to, or has had some sort of involvement in whatever is taking place. It's not random for him. But it's equal for him. It is equal. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Your words matter, and that's what he holds accountable. So I just want to say no hard feelings. Like I said, it gave me a different perspective. It made sense as I was calmed and thought about it. That was long after I sent you your money back, of course. But I had to sit there and think about this, and I was like, you know what? That does matter. It shouldn't matter that only 9 people donated. It shouldn't matter how much those 9 people donated. What mattered was, did he receive what he was supposed to receive, and was it done? That was what mattered, and it did. So it took away from that whole movement of getting this guy this Xbox because he deserved it, right. And it stole that away. So our words matter, what we're saying and what we're doing matter, and we should be honest about those steps that we're doing and who's involved, and be correct about the numbers. That's it. That's what it comes down to. Exactly what Susan Georgia Peach did, I might like to add. since somebody recently wanted to talk about that.
What did I do?
Susan George, you gave everybody their money back.
Oh, yes, I did.
You were honest about what you needed the money for. You were honest that you didn't do it. And you were honest about returning the money. And like I said, I didn't give two shits about it because you were honest about it. Didn't matter to me. And that's something to be... We need to make sure that we're marking that as a community as the right thing. She did the right thing, community. How many people on this platform would have done that? How many people on this platform would have given that money back? How many people on this platform would have said, hey, look, it's not worth it for me to do this, so here's your money back? How many? Those are the things that Stella would have held accountable, but he doesn't need to because Susan did the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you,
awesome.
Angela, for saying that. That was the way
That
I
is
was brought
awesome.
up, you know. Thank you, Devious.
Some people get like that money and they might not have that money and be like, oh, if I can just, keep it, but you did the right thing.
Yeah, that was the way I was brought up. If you say you're going to do something and you collect money for it, and you don't do it, to have integrity and to be able to sleep at night and look at yourself in the mirror, you refund the money. You don't keep it. You don't scam for it. And I said all along, if something happens and I don't go down there, then I will refund the money.
Yeah, I remember
and I
you
was
saying
brought
that in
up.
live. Mm-hmm.
I was brought up, your word is your bond. So I didn't tell anybody before I did it. I refunded the money and then I did a stream letting everybody know that I had done it. But, that's just the right thing to do.
That's how I was brought up. Like, your word is everything. Without your words, nobody can trust you.
And I think that was Stellar's point with holding me accountable. It's very hard to trust somebody, even if you do the right thing. If you lie about any point of it, you take away from the good deed that you're trying to do. And that's happened a lot on this platform, as we all have seen. People are not honest about what they're doing or why they're doing it, and it defeats the entire purpose of being a community that comes together. If your sliding door is stuck, Roger, and you have a blow dryer, take the blow dryer and plug it in and run it up and down the seam of the sliding door. And that should release it, because it's aluminum in most cases. So,
hey, could I say something to Hondo?
It better be nice. Better be nice, Stella. I better be nice.
Well, you mentioned something about his water taps are maybe a froze. He's having 3 days of pretty cold weather there, I guess. I bought an item called the Water Miser, Mizer, Water Miser. And what it does is, a lot of farmers use it. You hook it up to your outside water spigot, and it has whatever it is they've done. It allows the outside, the Water Miser that you put on, to measure the temperature of the air. When it drops below 35 degrees, it begins to drip really slowly. And as the cold weather, if it goes down, it doesn't matter how cold it gets, 0 or below, then it drips more. And it keeps your pipes from freezing because the water is flowing ever so slowly. And it's pretty inexpensive. And I've, used to use heating tape and wrap stuff and all the, hose bibs and things like that. And they work fine. But this is, a surefire guarantee. Not very expensive either. And the farmers and people outdoor ranchers, they love them. So it's called a Water Miser.
Water Miser. Nice. Good advice for everybody.
I wrote that down. I'm back here
yeah, you can get one. Like, I only have one outside faucet. You can get one. I think I looked on Amazon and they were $29.95 or something. So, that's a lot cheaper than having a busted pipe and calling a plumber.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You have 2 inside.
I'm going to hop down, but I just wanted to end it with, if Stellar had bought Bombshell a gift off of Amazon, he would have said, yes, I bought her a gift off of Amazon. That's the whole point of my story too, is if he did something, he's going to tell you he did it, and he's going to have a receipt for it. So, for whatever that's worth to anybody that's hearing differently, trust, he's not ruled by us, folks. He does whatever the hell he wants to do. So if he felt like she deserved a gift, he would have bought her one.
Yeah, that's true. I would have a problem doing it because we haven't reconciled. I forgive him, but I haven't reconciled with her, and one day maybe. Hey, Angela, before you drop down, do you have a minute?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. You mentioned before about men and women's drama.
Yeah, I've always hated that statement, Stellar. I've always hated, why is a man and women's drama? This is not a man or woman platform. It's predominantly run by women. It's predominantly populated by women, and I get it. But the argument that men go after women, the sheer number is against us. So we just happened, like I was saying, when you held me accountable, I'm not a woman, I'm a man, and I'm not the first man you've held accountable. You've held Dave the Fisherman accountable. You've held Tucker accountable. I think Takedown Man was another one you held accountable once. We hold men accountable on this platform too. There's just far more women than men.
Yeah, very true.
See, I'll say, I came here and said, why is there men and women drama? Then as I sat back for over a year and a half, I realized that women attack men too. So what is that? Man's not supposed to stand up?
Far more viciously, I might add.
Yes.
My wife has made that observation before. Women can be very cutthroat when they're attacking, for whatever reason. And I can honestly say this: Stella has never gone after a woman like I have, because I don't pull punches. There's no line of respect for me when it comes to holding somebody accountable for mischievous, disgusting acts like calling people the P word that doesn't fit, all that crap. Stella, on the other hand, does it with a different form of class. And I respect that. If it works for him, it works for him.
But I'm going to share something with you now that you might change your view, but it's all men in humor. If you don't mind, indulge me. Because it has to do with women's drama. Stellar, why are you doing women's drama, you freak? I've heard that over and over. Women's drama. So this is my response. Women's drama. Let's get some things straight. Why are you a 5 talking to me a 10 in the first place? Here's a suggestion for you drama queens. Hawk that tilted crown of yours and get some serious therapy. Okay, now that's a joke. Okay. So I'm not being entirely serious here, but I thought a little humor would be good. And then I go on to hear, hey, Stellar, why are you always acting so high and mighty? You really think you're Jesus? And then my response would be, look, lady, first off, I look a hell of a lot more like him than you do. And I happen to know his message in Koine Greek. And how about you? Sorry, dear, Pig Latin won't cut it. Okay, so that's number 2. And that's all humor. I love women, okay? Hey, man of God, are you going to preach at us again? I hear all this. Keep your moral code to yourself, Stellar. Hey, here's my response. Try to focus. I'll use easy words for you to follow along. Shut up. Regarding moral code. Well, start with all the shit flowing out of your mouth first. Put a sock in it. Okay, the last one. Okay, are you doing okay? Everyone know I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I directed some of those at you.
Okay, look, Stellar, you buy people. You've been manipulating women with your money forever. Knock that shit off. And my response was, I buy people? Really? Well, you must be on sale. You sure look like cheap to me. Maybe remove the tag under your face and we can start at the bidding in the bargain basement department. Now, that's pretty bad. That probably hit people pretty hard. Here's the last one, okay? I mean, this is Susan's fault. She said, Stellar, bring a story or say something funny because you're kind of boring.
Hashtag blame Susan.
I know. Here it is. Stellar, you're effing boring and you're so effing ancient. Don't you have, And my response was, haven't you ever thought maybe you're boring because you need alcohol for your dull personality? Besides, maybe you just can't keep up with the conversation. Try harder. So there you are. Sometimes if, and these are real things and people they throw things in everybody's face. And I think it's a
Oh,
good thing
yes.
to convert it into humor. Be
Yeah.
silly. I love humor.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to answer, about how old are you? I've always assumed you were in your 60s.
I'm 29 in my heart, but I'm 74 chronologically.
74.
That's
Impressive.
awesome.
Impressive. Well, I thank you for the years ago that we've squashed our beef. It meant something to me. It obviously, your words obviously meant something. It just took me time to realize it, which is what allowed us to obviously mend our patch. So I appreciate it for whatever that's worth. I don't think you attack women. I don't think any of us really attack women. I think we respond in a fashion that we're accustomed to. You do so, like I said, in a respectful fashion. I've never seen you be derogatory with women or say half the things that I say. And that's that's your that's the way probably you were raised or what you've learned in life and how you speak to people, which is fine. I'm a little bit different, and it can come across very poorly. I accept that for what it is. That's who I am. But for the people that are respectful and can hold, a positive discourse with me, an actual conversation, I'm very kind and very calm and very clear. And I've done that with, it's turned a lot of enemies into friends because they get to understand me better. And I think as people learn of you and who you are, the same thing obviously has been happening because, like I said, we've mended fences. And that's just the way it is on this platform. It just looks like we attack women, but I've personally seen you hold men accountable. I've been one of the men that you've held accountable. I've held men accountable. There's just more women than men, and I have no control over that.
We're outnumbered.
So,
I feel like a rose among thorns, don't you?
yeah,
Or is it a thorn among roses?
it's a thorn in someone's side for sure.
That's right.
But may you have a blessed year, all of you. Stay blessed. Keep caring, because the goal, I still firmly believe the goal of people that we don't get along with is to stop us from caring. It's to stop us from being the people that we're meant to be on this platform and to sidetrack us. And then when we do that, we forget about the people that matter. And that to me, that's a bigger crime. That's a bigger crime than we're not going to change who those people are, folks. We are not going to change them. So the only thing we can do is to continue to be the good people that we are and help the people that we know deserve it and are more appreciative of the support that we can provide them as a platform. Because when somebody in our group is down, man, let me tell you something. This platform comes together. It does.
Absolutely,
it really does.
It does.
Right. Absolutely.
That is one
Susan, I'm going
thing
to jump
that I have
down, but
noticed.
I appreciate you letting me up. I am glad I met you, Stellar and Angelo. Thank you all. I'm going to
Thank you.
jump down, but thank you for having me up. I'll be in chat.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming up, Devious.
You're welcome.
Susan?
Yes.
I'm just going to add one last comment about women's drama. I've had some wonderful conversations about people. I sometimes think about women's drama as here I am, with what, 95% women, 5% men in this part of the community. It wasn't true in Boyd. I think Boyd was about 50-50 when I started out back in the day, but a lot more, probably a few more women, but there was a lot of men. And of course, the focus was on prepping and guns and all kinds of stuff that guys would be really interested in. But drama itself, Shakespeare invented it, kind of. He's a guy. And but I've learned a lot. And I say the image I have in my mind over here is I feel like I'm cleaning the bathroom, but it's the ladies' room. And all these women are here. And I feel really uncomfortable. like, I got to get out of here. And that has been a challenge to me and inside me. Should I stay? Should I leave? And so I've kind of just drifted a little bit back to my areas of interest, which are psychology, obviously, and religion, or not religion as much as spirituality, and science. And those are, that's kind of where I focus. But, I once in a while I get dragged back in, as happened, and it's why I'm here tonight. So it's not that I'm interested in, obsessing on any of the ladies, but I do love the women. I have to be honest. I definitely do.
Well, I said I had a goal for this year. Stellar is single, so I'm trying to find him love this year. So if any of you women are interested, you can contact me and give me some information. I'll pass it on to Stellar. And
well, I want to make sure the minimum starting price at the bidding, when the bidding begins, would be a certain level that I'll feel proud about. So we'll negotiate that later.
yes, but y'all let me know if you're interested in him. He's a handsome guy, very smart. He takes care of himself. He cleans up after himself, actually. If y'all saw one of his videos recently where he showed his house and stuff, I keep saying I want that. But he's available.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody anywhere near my age. I knew Moses personally. That's the people here tend to be a little younger. But no, I'm not really out there in that market. I'm feeling real good as life has given me this opportunity. Each day is a blessing. So.
Well, I have to tease you because I told you I was going to find you love this year.
Yeah. Well,
whether you want it or not.
I really just enjoy these sort of gatherings where we can talk, and I'll sandbag. I'll listen to people on other channels, and they don't know I'm there. I'm not always out there. I've got other interests like all of you do. But conversations with people are something I think are very important. I think that, we could have a wonderful conversation about loneliness. I don't think we should be embarrassed about it. It's part of the human condition. St. Augustine said our hearts are restless until they rest in you, meaning God. And I think that while we're here on this earth, that we really do struggle, especially in the age of technology, and with the COVID era that we just are still going through at the tail end of it. People have had to learn to be monastic and kind of like a hermit. And how do we deal with our aloneness, our solitariness? And humans need other people around. And you could be at the stadium, the one several here in Seattle that I go to, and with 50,000 people around you, you might be intensely alone if you came alone. But the key is having make contacts with other people as best you can. That requires trust. Trust is not easy, but we have it within us to try. But yeah, I just think people are. If you ask somebody in a moment of honesty and the people told the truth, why are you here on YouTube? What brings you here? I think a lot of it is we just want to make connections with each other. As simple as that. Hello?
Well, hello.
I thought it fell off a cliff. They call those
I
moments.
was letting you get your point across about loneliness.
Oh, yeah.
You thought you was up here by yourself.
Yes, I did. I thought, and you're helping to reinforce that. Thank you. Don't ever do that.
Yes, I am. So yeah, loneliness would be a really good stream for us to talk about.
Yeah.
I may do that. Stellar, if you're interested, we could do a members only with that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, there's all kinds of loneliness. It's not just being alone. There's restlessness. There's alienation. There's all forms of it that people. Sometimes we wonder what's going on inside of us, what's gnawing at us, and we need people.
Right.
It's that old song, people who need people are the luckiest people. I am so old. I am so effing old.
You're not that old. You're only as old as you feel.
Yeah, no, that's true. I don't know. I haven't started to feel my age yet. And that's another topic. It's weird though, because one day I might not be making more videos if something happens. And, I've been kind of drawn to these near-death experience videos. I listened to this nurse. She's a hospice nurse. I know that sounds depressing. It probably sounds morbid to some people, but life is a gift, and I don't know how long I'll be here, but for now, so far so good. And my goal is to reach 100, and so far so good. We'll see how long it goes, but I just think it's good to meet each other, and usually it's not under terms that are moments that are always pleasant, and there's a lot of good in everyone, every human being. And I just think that we can reach for that. And I think what Angela was saying too, when we spend our time in drama, can be good or bad. If we're spending our time in bad drama, which tears people down, as opposed to good drama, which builds them up, we're missing that opportunity. I think that's what Angela was saying, where we could be doing good.
He's back.
I forgot. I wrote a new poem and I forgot to read it.
Oh my God, is he back again?
Yeah. It's the loneliness thing that's got me. I wrote a poem today, and I think it's important for people to hear it. It's called "What Happened to the Red, White, and Blue." That's what I've called it. Okay.
Oh,
So it goes, I remember all the histories we were told, and I remember this America was breaking the mold. We were to stand together, righteous and bold. This is not the America I see today. Nothing is truly free. You will always have to pay. And somehow we have always mixed up in someone else's fray. What about the message of give us your week? What went wrong with the peace that we seek? And what is the future of this world that often seems bleak? So I wonder, where did we go wrong? We are not living America the song. We have not been America for so very long. We always find some way to place the blame on the weakest of us, and it's always the same. The excuses we fashion are indeed quite lame. We're supposed to be the people of this world, making right and standing tall when that flag is unfurled. Instead, we learn of new insults to hurl. Give us your weak, you're weary, and you're oppressed. That was America's design and manifest. It was never meant to be something we just suggest. As a free world, it was something we do, to give a slice of the dream to each one of you, to represent that red, white, and blue. A world built on the backbone of immigration, a world that accepted and had no limitations, a place never abound by imitations. We have the Statue of Liberty, she is still standing tall. A message to everyone, she is sending a call. Come to us, even though you may stumble and fall. We are a world of imperfections. We are a world of countless protections. We are also forgetful of our past reflections. We have been purposely divided by those elected to lead. We're forcing each other to judge and bleed. And we're forgetting the foundation that planted the seed. Remember every day that flag is unfurled. Many once like us came to this free world. They have a dream that our promise was hurled. And that's the end of it.
Well,
That's beautiful.
It is. Emma Lazarus had that inscription on the side of the Statue of Liberty. And I tell you what you just read to us would not take a back seat. That was beautiful. Thank you.
I think it comes from the lot of volunteer work that I do with immigrants, where our country is so divided. We're locking our borders. We're locking down things. We're not letting people come, and it's like we're forgetting every one of us was an immigrant at some point.
Absolutely.
We came here based on a dream and a promise. And now we're telling people that dream is gone and that promise is unfulfilled. That's not fair. And I know people see immigration as different. Oh, we're going to let drug dealers. No, we've got to have a process. Yes, I get that. But the way it's being deemed today, the way people are using it today is a weapon, not what this country said it would do. We said this as a country. Maybe our forefathers did, but we have documents that share that dream and that experience, and we're forgetting about it. And that's what inspired me to write that poem today.
Well, it's beautiful. I mean, it really is. Thank you.
Thank
Every
I
look
just
at the
wanted-
comments on SideChat, they're loving it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, the side chat has a lot of comments for you. You need to read that are supportive.
I appreciate. I used to write a lot when I was younger, when I was like in a dark place, and I've just recently started writing again, like I said, and that I was up on somebody's panel. One was from Indonesia, the other one was from Philippines. I don't know where the third one was from, and they were all doing karaoke, and it just inspired me to write that.
Well, we shouldn't forget that there was a holy family, Jesus and Mary and Joseph, that were, because of the persecution of Herod, they were also a homeless family and a family on the run in Egypt.
Yeah.
They ran from their own homeland. We never forget that.
No, thank you. I didn't want to interrupt you. I just wanted to come up and read that real quick. Thanks, guys.
Glad you did.
Well,
Thank you.
hold on. Speaking of karaoke, do you know when you're going to have another stream? Because Angelo does karaoke on his channel.
I was actually hoping to have one. Let's see, what's today? Tuesday. I'd like to have one tonight. I'd like to have more singers. I don't mind me and Andrew singing. Like I said, I destroy music. Andrew can hit some notes I can never hit, so that's that. He's a good singer. But I'd like to have more singers up. We like to hear. It's just as filling for Andrew to hear other people singing. So if anybody would like to sing after Susan's done with her stream, come on over and come up and sing. You do not have to be good, I assure you. Trust me, Honda will tell you I am not a good singer. But I sure as hell enjoy it.
Oh, I just put in earplugs when you start.
That's okay. That's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to be
kidding.
sending, let's see, Georgia Peach, one big bag of dicks. There we go. I got that.
Well,
check.
I'm still waiting on my Tootsie Rolls, so.
Oh, you're going to get some Tootsie Rolls.
Hey, Angela, Susan sings solo. Solo, we don't hear her. And thank God for
Yeah.
that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
But yeah, I'd like to
I
do
haven't
one
sung in
tonight.
years.
Probably around 7:30ish or so. Do about an hour or two. Because Andrew's actually been bugging me. He sang backup with me last night on oh god, what is her channel? Hold on. On what was her name? I'm gonna butcher her name probably, but let's see if I can get it right here. So the channel name is called gotta find it. Where the hell Marcel Harbord. Maricel Harbord. I can put her link in the chat here.
Can you put your, well, I'm looking it up. I'm getting your link. Somebody asked for it.
That is the channel that Andrew and I sang on last night.
Oh, good.
And of course, we sing on Peggy High. Peggy High is a phenomenal singer. I don't know if anybody's ever heard her, but man, that woman can belt out some songs.
Hondo.
See?
There was some one-liners back there that's great.
Yeah.
I hope they're great. Are they great?
Angelo singing sounds like two alley cats doing the horizontal mambo in my backyard. I don't know why he's watching two cats have sex, but everybody has a hobby, I guess. Hondo. Let me tell you something about Hondo, because I have to keep telling this. This is a good man. I get his jokes and all that side, but this is a man that cares about people. He sent me 2 antique bamboo fishing poles for Andrew to go fishing because he knows Andrew likes to fish. By Andrew likes to fish, I mean Andrew likes to put the already baited hook in the water, reel the fish in, and then watch as everybody else takes it off and throws it back in. He does not like to bait the hook. He does not like to touch the fish, but he sure does like catching them and reeling them in.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But he caught the largest fish ever caught out of a friend's lake the other day, last year, and it was almost 12 pounds. But he won't eat fish, so obviously we had to catch and release. Otherwise, that baby would have been on a pan. It was a big.
I didn't think minnows came in 12 pounds. Wow.
Yeah, minnows. Yeah, they come. So do goldfish, man. You ever seen a goldfish get to be about 20 pounds?
They can get big. Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna go and sing tonight at 7:30. If there's any singers out there, or if Hondo wants to put money where his mouth is, he can come up and belt out a tune. There's a challenge, Andrew Hondo, issued by Andrew Stevens. Come up and sing.
All right, Hondo, you heard it. He's he's challenging you. Are you going to take him up on it? Everybody will have to tune in at, you said 7:30 Eastern time.
See, why are you asking Eastern Standard? I'm in Virginia right now, so whatever time it is in Virginia, it's 6:33, I believe. Right now.
That's Eastern time.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So that's in an hour you'll be doing karaoke.
In an hour. Don't forget, Savage has a live tonight. Of course, Savage has a live tonight.
Yes, Savage has a live at 9:00.
Oh, well, we'll be done before that.
Yeah, she sent her notification out, so she'll be live at 9. So Angelo in an hour at 7:30, and then Savage at 9 Eastern time.
Devious. Oh, Devious can sing. You hear that? People are diming Devious out. Devious can sing. I know Stellar can sing because I've heard you sing, Stellar.
You did?
Yeah. Once upon a time.
Okay. Wow. I can't remember what that was, but I'm glad it didn't hurt your ears.
Nah.
You know, you're doing the karaoke, and I know somebody that likes to sing.
Yeah, who's that?
Can we send them a link? I mean, they do it in the choir.
Susan, so help me God. I swear. I am going to shit in a cup and mail it to you. That's what I'm going to do.
I heard her sing. It's on, I think, Two of a Kind's channel. That or Plain Jane has it.
Okay, I am not the worst singer, so I have heard that. I am not the worst singer. I'm all right.
Yes, you're all right.
All right, thanks so much. It's always good to see y'all. Be safe, everybody.
Thanks, Angela.
All right. See you in an hour. Well, Stellar, do you have any wise words you want to wind down with?
I just had one short story to tell because you said bring a funny story, so I did.
Okay.
There's that silence again. Okay, so I hope stop me if I've told this before. Well, no, don't. Just let me look really bad.
I'll just let you say it.
All right. A couple had just gone to bed, okay, and they heard a strange sound coming from downstairs. This was an elderly couple, like me, an old person. And the man turned to his wife and said, "Do you hear that?" And the wife said, "Yes," and kind of with a little fear in her voice. So they both get up and they go downstairs to see what the noise was, right? And sure enough, they caught a burglar in the act of stealing their silverware in the kitchen. And they were caught red-handed. The burglar turned to them and said sternly, "This means I have to kill you." So he draws out a gun and he aims it at the wife. But just before pulling the trigger, he pauses and he asks her in a demanding voice, "What's your name?" And now trembling, the wife answers meekly, "Elizabeth." "Elizabeth?" And the man said with unexpected respect in his voice, "That's my mother's name. I can't shoot you." So he aims the gun at the husband and he asks, "What's your name?" The husband answers, "Well, my name's Jack, but everybody calls me Elizabeth." There you go. Susan, are you still there? Damn it.
I'm here.
That's all I can do. I don't know. I've always liked that one.
That's cute.
I don't know if the rest of these people would understand that humor. There aren't the people listening on the side chat from the state hospital, or am I mistaken? Who did you invite here today?
Most of them are state hospital patients.
Hospital? I thought
Yeah.
that from the things they were saying. Nothing personal. No, I'm in a giddy mood. I apologize. I respect everybody out there.
That's okay. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get your humor sometimes. So
I know.
I've just
like
gotten used to it over the years.
That's right. I like to speak from the heart, and then eventually I speak from my gut. But anyway.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming in.
How many people out there are getting tired of this conversation? Because I know I am.
You're getting tired of it.
No.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming in. I felt like Stellar deserved to respond and clear his name to the lie that was told about him, you know, sending a gift. You know, he doesn't follow Bombshell, and he hasn't spoke on her in months. So I don't know why, you know, she chose to throw his name into it and bring him back up.
Yeah, I don't either. It might have been the one-armed man that did it, but it wasn't Stellar. I promise.
Right. So I've got some thank yous I want to make. Faith, thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships and your membership for 3 months. Quirky Carlotta is a new member. Truth on Top is a member for 1 month. Bell is a member for 2 months. Gotcha, a member for 1 month. Mrs. Texas, thank you for the 15 gifted memberships. And Samantha Stevens, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. I want to do a stream probably for members only. Today is what, Tuesday? Maybe Saturday afternoon if y'all would like to. And if Stellar is available and Texas Girl's available and anybody else would like it, maybe we could do a stream on loneliness that we talked about. And just, you know, let everybody know that, you know, they're never alone here. There's always someone here that you could talk to. This is a safe chat. And, you know, if you ever need anything, please feel free to reach out. And thank you, Life with Mommy, for joining the membership. Mrs. Texas, my grandson has a birthday party at 12:30 Saturday. Normally, I try to do my streams later in the afternoon so that those on the West Coast didn't have to, you know, if they want to sleep in on Saturdays, they don't have to get up early for a stream. So I generally try to keep them around 5 o'clock Eastern, which is 2 o'clock Pacific, just so everybody, you know, is up and able to participate. But with that, if y'all would, on your way out, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed and you like what you heard today, please hit that subscribe button and share. It would be greatly appreciated. And with that, Stellar, I think we're out.
Yeah, thank you for letting me come up, and thank you for all the kind things said in side chat.
You are welcome. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.